You know what we can do now?
What?
We can run the trains.
Yay!
G'day YouTube, Down to Bricks here and welcome to this month's City Update. So I teased it last month, but this month we're going to get some train action. So let's jump straight into it. I got really carried away and I've actually done a heap of track work. So I'm just going to walk back here and show you what it all looks like. Now I've also laid a lot of base plates. So I've just been sizing up how the plates can all lay in the city. And we'll keep coming back and then we'll go into a bit more detail of what I've done. I tell you what, I am really stoked with this setup. So if we come right back to here, I've got all these plates laid. Now I do have enough to actually, as you can see there, to actually fill in the whole lot just with base plates. So I might do that until I get all the modulars in place. So I've been sorting a hell of a lot of parts. I tell you, I think I've worked out something like, for me to fully do the train track, it's going to take me like 6,000 parts. And I'm going to show you in a moment exactly what I'm doing with the track, but just to eyeball some of these parts. So these parts here, all here, all those containers, all that is, even this one over here, that is all for the train track. And I have placed some orders for some more parts. And check this huge bag here. Look at this. That's all tiles from the old train track where I had it all tiled and nice and smooth. Now I'm not going for that look with this setup. I wanted something completely different. Something a little bit more old style, I guess. So if we come here, I've even put in a bridge. Now this is just a temporary bridge. It was just so I can actually run the train. So I just push, I see a little gap there. I'm seeing little gaps, so I'm just locking it all down. And as you can see with this, it comes off this base plate. The plates here of the bridge actually lock onto that plate. So that base plate. So everything is sizing up very nicely. The only issue that I have is, I don't know if you can see it actually, but the pillars are slightly out there. So this water plates, the water base plates are slightly out. So it's just a fraction. That's probably not even half a stud. Maybe if I get there, you can see how that's slightly on an angle. So what I'm going to have to do, I'm going to have to cut one stud width off these base plates, just so it gives me a little bit of movement there, so I can line that up. And once all the rock work is in, there might be a small little gap on the side here, but you're hardly going to notice that. So that is fine. Out of everything I've done and all the challenges I've had with fitting everything in, that is a minor issue. So it was a job and a half getting the track all to line up perfectly. I actually was hoping to have the track sleepers like this line up, but I couldn't quite achieve that, but that's okay. Now I've got nice big gaps between the tracks as I spoke about, so I've got plenty of room. There's going to be no clashing of the trains. And now we can get to see here a bit of the style that I'm going for. So let me just up the light a little bit so you can see all this work underneath. So basically it has plates all laid underneath the train track, and then on the corners here you can see I've actually added some of the detail. So what I'm going for, if we start here on the straight, you can see the style that I'm going for. So the brown sleepers, the grey rock work for the ballast, and it even works as you go around the corner here. So originally I wasn't sure what I was going to do. I was certain that I was going to elevate it one plate and I was just going to run it onto tiles as it went round the corner. But my fear was that how was I going to match up the look of the corners to the straight? Now, as I said, it takes so many parts. There's the Mills plate system, there's so many different systems, but they take so many parts. Now, this is a less parts intensive method, but it's still gonna take me 6,000 parts to do all of the train track. So it's no small number of parts. So what I did was, I knew, as I said, I wanted to have it elevated one. I was going to run onto tiles. How was I going to do it? I was just going to put studs every now and again to lock it in. And as you can see, this corner is nice and sturdy. You get a little bit of movement if you pull up and down, but other than that, it is locked into place. And then I stumbled on Robin Hood Bricks. If you want to go and check out his channel, he actually does this method where you just put studs every now and again, and then you can have this continuous look of the ballast. And once I saw that he'd done that, very similar to what I was already thinking, but just not having all these studs in between, I just thought, that's brilliant, mate, awesome, I'm gonna do the same thing. So there we go. I love this look. I have laid all the underneath plates, so it's done from here on the inside track. That's all done right down to the bridge, and the bridge is on the outside track is done right back to here. So the only part I haven't done is this corner here, and then around the back it's all raised on bricks, and it comes right back past. If I go over there, I've also raised all that. I haven't put the plates in between the sleepers yet, but I have raised all that up one plate as well, so it stops about there, somewhere there. So I've still got a fair bit to do. I did have to order a few parts. Like I said, I've got most of the parts here. I was very lucky. I had so many parts from my old train track that I could reuse on this. So yeah, the only thing I didn't have, well, one of the main things I didn't have were the studs in light grey, and it's going to take 2,800 studs to do both of the tracks. So then I had the idea, hang on, I don't have studs, but I've got heaps of tiles, so I'm going to go with this tiled look instead of the studs. And as you can see, actually I wasn't sure how I was going to like it, because I sort of think I like the rough look of the studs, but when I put them on a section of track here, I actually love it. I think that looks very cool. And the good thing about that, let me see, let me go, sorry if I'm moving a bit quick, let me slow down a bit. Have a look at this. There is 2,529. And yes, we counted it all to know what I needed so I could order some more. So I need to get about another 300 odd. So you beauty, I was stoked to know that I had enough of those. So yeah, the main thing I do need a lot of now is the brown tiles to finish it all off, but I'll just gather those up in time. But I have placed some orders. I got some parts coming in. If you're wondering, no switch tracks, exactly right, no switch tracks. I'm not interested in switching tracks back and forth. I've got two good loops here. I'm just going to run the trains. If I want to swap trains out, whatever, I'm just going to have a little section underneath here where I can store my trains, and then I can just swap out trains manually here and there. So one thing is left to do now, and that is run the bloody trains. Now, I'm not going to do anything yet because I'm going to wait for Mini Dub to come home, and I'm going to surprise him with some train action. So I'm looking forward to that. What do you reckon, mate?
It's good.
You know what we can do now?
What?
We can run the trains.
Yay!
Let's do it. A little bit more.
Oh, yeah, there you go.
There we go.
Oh, that's super.
Woohoo!
Mike.
Alright. After, well, Millie Dub said years, hasn't been that long. But after a hell of a long time and a relocation, we have the trains running. How cool is that? So no carriages yet. Just
No.
gonna have the engines running.
That's not brave enough.
I'm not brave enough.
He thinks it's the engine's enough for now.
Yeah, it's enough for now.
The orange bullet
So-
train's my favourite.
Yeah, the Horizon Express. It's a pretty cool train.
Oh, what am I doing?
So, oh man, this is pretty satisfying after all the work just to move the whole city, setting up how far we've come so far. I know it's still not a lot, but still very satisfying to have
Especially
the
when
trains running.
Especially when they go over the bridge.
When they go over the bridge, let's film.
And the most is going to be the one going over the bridge.
We'll film some bridge action, shall we? Here we go. Ah, that is pretty cool. So now I'll be hanging the material. Like I've spoken about before, I'm going to hang all the material. So I've got to take all these buildings off. It's a pain in the ass, but I've got to take them off, hang all the material, and that'll actually, before the mountain goes in, that'll give us a nice dark tunnel to work with anyway. So pretty keen to do that now, and then turn some lights on the trains. So there we go. Whew. What a whole lot of fun. So we're just going to sit back and enjoy some train action for a while now. Well folks, I hope you did enjoy this city update. It has been a stack of fun. Mini Dub and I have been running the trains for hours and it has been so cool. Now, what are we, 6 or 7 videos in this new city setup, and there is so much more to come. So if you are enjoying this Lego journey, if you'd like to call it that, please hit the subscribe button. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up and leave a comment below because I love hearing from you. But that's it for this city update. A big thank you for taking the time to watch, and I will see you in the next video. Bye for now.